Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Othello. We get to hear from Iago today in Act 4, Scene 1, and wow, things are getting messy. Othello has been thoroughly convinced by Iago that Desdemona and Cassio are sleeping together. Iago planted Othello's handkerchief in Cassio's room. Cassio found it, liked it, gave it to his favorite prostitute, Bianca, so that she could take the embroidery out of it, so that he could just use it. And Othello wants both Cassio and Desdemona dead. He wants Iago to kill Cassio. They've put killing Desdemona sort of on the back burner for right now at Iago's insistence. But yeah, things are messy. And as we enter Act 4, Scene 1, we start out with Othello and Iago. And once again, Iago is still gaslighting Othello and trying to make him think that Cassio and Desdemona are sleeping together, because remember, Othello wants some sort of actual proof. And the only proof that Iago has been able to offer so far is he made up a dream that Cassio had wherein he was talking about kissing Desdemona. And then he also mentioned that he might have seen Cassio wipe his brow with the handkerchief that Othello had given to Desdemona. So in Act 4, Scene 1, they're still going along these lines, and Othello's like, this is, how could this happen? This is horrible. He's very, very angry about the whole thing, and Iago isn't helping. He's egging him on, and it eventually gets to the point where Iago's like, yeah, they have slept together. However you want to phrase it, they've done it. And Othello gets so upset by it that he passes out. And while he is passed out, Cassio comes in and is like, what's wrong with Othello? And Iago's like, oh, he's just had a little bit of like an epileptic fit. So go away, I'll come find you and I'll come talk to you later, because he won't want anybody to see him like this when he wakes up. Cassio leaves. Othello comes to. Iago is like, how you doing? And Othello's like, it's too much. I can't really take it. And Iago's like, I feel ya, there's plenty of men who want to think that they're the only one that's making love to or making out with a specific woman, even though we don't really know what her character might be. And Iago's like, I'd rather know one way or the other. Like, I'd rather know who it is that I'm kissing. And Othello's like, you're a very wise man. And Iago says, stand you a while apart. Confine yourself but in a patient list, whilst you are here, overwhelmed with your grief. Passion most resulting such a man. Cassio came hither. I shifted him away and laid good excuses upon your ecstasy, bade him anon return and here speak with me, the which he promised. Do but encave yourself, and mark the fleers, the jibes, and notable scorns that dwell in every region of his face. For I will make him tell the tale anew, where, how oft, how long ago, and when he hath and is again to cope your wife. I say, but mark his gesture, Mary, patience, or I shall say you're all in spleen and nothing of a man. So he's proposing that Othello eavesdrop on a conversation that Iago is about to have with Cassio. And Iago is going to theoretically ask Cassio how many times and where and when and how recently and when the next meeting's going to be with Desdemona and all that stuff. He's supposedly going to get these details in his conversation with Cassio, while Othello is like hiding behind the curtain or something like that, so Othello can hear the whole thing straight from Cassio's mouth. And what's lovely is that he also rips on Othello here for passing out. He's like, while you swooned with grief because you can't handle what's going on, which is really not a manly thing to do, Cassio came by. So he's insulting Othello, he's questioning Othello's manhood and authority and power at the same time that he's gaslighting him and tricking him into believing these things that aren't true. This is why Iago is known as one of Shakespeare's greatest villains, because he's masterful in what he's doing. So Othello agrees to go along with his plan, and Cassio is about to enter, but he enters in the middle of tomorrow's monologue, so we'll get to that then. I'll see you.